So we're going to go ahead and take this contact paper off of here, hopefully. I'm just clipping that off because I don't want to pull this one off at the same time. This, I put another coat on this just because it looked like that it didn't have enough on there. I may have overdone it. We'll see in just a second when we get this pulled off. But we're going to go ahead and pull this off, even though it's not completely dry. But the first few coats are, so we will see. We will reveal in a minute. And I don't try to save any of my stencils because they're just made from my scrap vinyl, so should be fine. Okay, it did bleed just a tiny bit, but I can fix that with a pen. That's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. I probably shouldn't have put that third coat on there. But you can take your black pen and just go in and fix any of those places that bled a little bit. We're going to go ahead and take this one off. Now I want to tell you, your two best friends when making wood signs and using your stencils, when you're painting, because the paint is going to bleed through a little bit regardless. No matter how hard you try, it's going to seep through just a little bit. But your two best friends is going to be Sharpie markers with a very, very fine tip. You can see how fine that one is. And then this one is white and it's got a fine tip. Because any of the places that you see where it's actually bled out just a little bit, which a little I don't mind because that's the nature of making homemade, but if you see a little bit of bleed out, then you can just touch this white marker to it and it goes right away. Let's see if I can find a spot. Here we go, right there. Between that little bitty spot right there. I would normally leave that, but I'm just going to cover it for you. I put it on and then I just kind of dab my finger across it and let it dry, and it is gone. And if it stands out a little bit too white, let it dry and then just take a little bit of sandpaper and just lightly sand it if it's not exactly the color of your background. Now, of course, if you're doing your background something other than white, then you know, it's going to be, you're going to have to adjust to that. Also, this marker, if you don't, you know, if you find a little bit of a place that it didn't do just exactly right, you know, if you find a little spot, like my Y right here had a little gap in it, I just took this and filled it in. And it makes for a beautiful sign. And like I said, don't worry about it if you got I am the world's worst at trying to get everything perfect. And my daughter says, Mom, it's not supposed to be perfect because you're hand making it. And these wood signs are supposed to look rustic. It's supposed to look like something that's been made for a while, and that's why you distress the background and that kind of thing. Now, if this was solid wood, what I would do is I would go around the edges with some sandpaper and just kind of rough up the edges so that you can still see that wood through. I'm not going to do that on this because, like I said, this is a really thick chipboard, and when it's outside and gets moisture to the chipboard's going to kind of separate. So I've got this seal good, so I'm not going to go around it with any sandpaper. But we are going to decorate it a little bit, and I'm not 100% sure as to what I'm going to do, but I have some red Christmas burlap. I have some of this pretty Christmas ribbon, and then I have just a small piece of this that has the glitter in it. So I'm going to see what I want to do exactly. And then, of course, I have some little bitty Christmas bells that I'm going to put on there. I want to use the opening here, so I'm thinking I might, and we're going to put this on and see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, we can always take it off. I'm thinking I might put this through, since it's not really enough to make a big bow. I might put this through and just kind of tie it, and then I'll let, it does have some wire in it, so I'll let both pieces kind of hang down. And then I'll cut, you know, the bottom. I'll cut a V or something in the bottom. And then on this one, I've already been playing around with it a little bit, but I think I'm going to make just a pretty nice bow. And the way I make my bows is I decide how long I want the tail, and I want that tail about that long. And then I just fold it over, meeting like that, and then I take this and I fold it under and slide it in there. This one, like I said, I've played with it a little bit, so it's got some wrinkles in it. Let me try to get these wrinkles out. So I fold it over that way. So I'm just basically making a big circle and then just joining them in the middle. And I just want to make sure I'm not getting my loops too big. I don't want a huge one that's going to overpower the sign. So that's probably going to be big enough. So then what I do is I cut off this part to where, whoops, come out scissors. Leave a tail on this side, cutting this off. Okay. We're just going to take a piece of wire and go around the center of this, and then we can doll it up how we want to. This is just going to hold it in place while we get everything else done. And then we can put what we want in the center to hold it together. Alright, so I think, and I want this to go up this way because I don't want it to cover my Mary. So I may just kind of tack it right there with some hot glue. But you can see all the glitter that's coming off of this. This does shed, but it's not a big deal. I don't mind. So now I need to figure out what I want to tie around that. This one is too thick. Let me go find another little piece of little ribbon. So we will just run a little piece of this right around that center just to cover that wire up, and then that'll look cute too. So I'm just going to wrap it around 2 or 3 times. This is just some of that red sheer ribbon. And then I will cut that off right there. And I'm going to dab it with hot glue. I know this looks like a mess right now, but just hold on. We'll get there. Yeah, I think I will put a piece of this down as well. I'm not going to tie it through there because this is kind of a thick, it's a grosgrain ribbon and it's kind of thick. And it's hard to get, since it's single-sided, it's hard to get one side to show. So all I'm going to do is just fold it like that. And then I'm just going to hot glue it right there. It's not going to be seen once I get this other one on there anyway. So then we'll hot glue this together. Right, now we're ready to put this one on there. So we're going to see what it looks like. I hold it right there. I think that's pretty. That looks like a real tag, I think. Which it is a tag, isn't it? So we're going to glue this right there. And then you can just play with the tails of your bow and see which way you want them to go. I'm going to put just a dab of hot glue right there. That's going to kind of hold that in position. Since those have wire in them, they're a little bit easier to work with. Now I'm going to clip off the end of this burlap, but I'm not going to put any fray check or anything on it because I want it to fray. I think that's going to look pretty. So I'm just cutting it at an angle. We're going to let that do its thing. And then I've already got that end cut. I'm going to cut this one and just cut it at like that with a V. Alright, so there we are so far, and in just a minute I will move some things so that you can see this better. I know right now I've got so many things on my screen. Let me see if I'm zoomed all the way out. Yeah, almost. Okay, what I did now is I just took some of my silver wire and I put some jingle bell on the end of it, and I'm going to tuck some of these right up under there and hot glue them and just let them dangle and jingle. So just run some hot glue on the end of your wire and then just lift up and tuck it up under there and then press it down and it'll hold. And I think that makes it look cute. Let's see. Now all I do is I cut a piece of wire, probably about 8 inches, something like that. And I just take a pencil and I take that wire and I just start wrapping it around it, wrapping it pretty close. Then I just pull it off of the wire and then just kind of separate your little pieces just a little bit. Then I feed my little bell on there and then just fold the end over so the bell won't fall off. And then we'll put another one. You got to stay on there. There we go. He'll stay on now. And I think I might tuck that one right up under there and just let him come down there in the middle. What do you think? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, and then he can kind of come over that hole. I can cover it up with some of this ribbon. Do you know that hot glue's hot? I forget sometimes and stick my finger right in it. And then you can, you know, lengthen or shorten those little pieces as much as you want. You can twist them, make them go in different directions. So there are our little bells. And it will jingle when my door is opened. And you can always glue some other bells up under here. Matter of fact, I might do that. Got 2 more, so I might just go ahead and glue those up under the ribbon. They don't jingle as much when you do that, but that'll be fine. That way nobody will see them, but they'll hear them. So I'm just going to put one right there. And I'm just putting one little dollop of glue and then putting it down. That will work. Now I have these. These are some little lights that I got from Amazon, and I will leave that link below. Really, really cute. And what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to try this anyway. So I'm going to feed this light strand through the back side. And then I'm just going to go around some of my ribbon here, just putting it on, you know, around it, through it, that kind of thing. At night, these wires don't show, so nobody will know that there's little wires on here. We'll put it that way, and then we'll put some back through here. I hope you can see. I'm sorry if I'm getting out of frame. I'm trying to keep this thing in frame, but it's not wanting to cooperate with me. Then we'll stick it down in there and then put it back through here. I think you get like 6 of these little strands for just a little bit of nothing too. They're not expensive at all. And I've had these, I used these last year, and now I'm using them again this year. So the battery in them lasts a long time. So just keep kind of twisting it around and letting the light fall maybe on the top here and there. The good part about this wire, you can just keep pressing it and twisting it until it doesn't show. The wire doesn't show, but your lights do, and it doesn't hurt it at all. It'll straighten back out when you get ready for it to be straightened. So there are our lights on there. There are little jingle bells, and then I'll just take a cloth and wipe off all of this glitter, or a lot of this glitter, and that will be our little door hanger. I'm not happy with this right here, so I'm going to put this underneath. I'm going to put it underneath this. Alright guys, I think that's it. I like it. I'm going to put it on my door here in the next few weeks, and I will show you what it looks like at night. I'll take a photo of it tonight and show you what it looks like. It's just hard to see those little lights in the daytime. But that's it, a quick and easy home decor piece or door hanger, and cost very little. I think this big one's like $5.70, and then just what little paint, and I know most all of us have paint in our stashes. So that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed. We will talk to you later. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We have another special surprise coming up. I'm going to be working on the template tomorrow, so hopefully Monday I'll be able to do this, and I will share the template with you. I think I have learned how to make the templates in SVG files so that I can share them with everybody, and if I have, I will definitely share that template with you Monday, and if not, then I will most definitely share the measurements with you. Alright, we will talk to you later. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.